This hit crescendo this Saturday as the school community of Bishop Rogan College Sumosopo celebrates 60 years of existence. The week-long activities have characterized with varied activities. We update you in the minutes ahead. Tomorrow, Saturday, 18th of January 2025, begins the week of prayer for Christian unity. In a communique sent out earlier, the Diocesan Director of Ecumenism, Reverend Father Aka Cletus, calls for collective participation. And the Provincial Episcopal Commission for Social Affairs, PEXA, wraps up in Bamenda. President of the Commission, His Lordship Akapitus Fon, renders thanks for the actions of its members towards engaging social actions towards the church. Good evening and thanks for joining us on a Divine Mercy Prime this Friday here over the Divine Mercy Radio Television. These stories and more will be read out to you in just a moment. You're welcome back. Today, January 17th, witnessed a sensitization walk by Bureau called Exens from Bongo Square right down to the college campus. Today's walk crown of week-long activities towards the build-up of the 60th anniversary celebration of the Bishop Rogan Minor Seminary that will take place tomorrow, 18th of January at the school campus. Bernard Asongne, seminarian and pastoral here, accompanied the Bureau called Exens during the sensitization walk. His report.
Giving Mother Birokol the honor it deserves for the immense transformation and fruits which is much felt in the life of those who have passed through its doors of knowledge and excellence. The long week celebration, scheduled to run from January 13, 2025 to January 18, 2025, is gradually coming to a close. Gracing the long week celebration was the very first activity, which included a spiritual journey from the college by the students and some staffs to Our Lady of Grace Shrine in Sase. A memorial mass organized for all Birokol stakeholders on Tuesday 14th of January 2025. Community outreach program by students accompanied by some staff on Wednesday 15, the long-awaited annual general meeting of Birokol Exans, and handing over of the Jubilee project on Thursday the 16th of January 2025 to the rector of the college as a sign of gratitude for what the institution has done for them. And finally, on Friday, January 17, 2025, one day to the peak celebration, the area is ready and set to mark the celebration of this prestigious house of formation. The day's event started with a sensitization walk from Bongo Square through General Hospital Junction and Small Support Village to the campus premises, with some ex-students having a nostalgic feeling of their old days.
Walk this morning, I think it's quite enjoyable. It was quite enjoyable. In our days, we used to trek with no problem from here to Boyatown, come back, Sopo, go to Bojongo on foot, come back, go to Sase on foot, come back. But for some time now, for 45 years, I haven't had such an opportunity. So really grateful for the opportunity that was given today.
The joy and happiness which filled the air was felt through the ex-students' engagement in some sporting activities such as basketball, volleyball, and among others.
It's really a great feeling being back here after so many years gone by and having the opportunity to step on the basketball court again and play with some of my mates and my coaches and teachers as well. There's no other better great feelings than this.
This is the court that we renovated and inaugurated, so it feels so good coming back to play against them and seeing that some of them still are able to chase us around the court. So seeing the organization and the festivities is really beautiful and amazing. So
the fulfillment of celebrating Birokol at 60 is one which is evidently seen from the ambience that fills the atmosphere as they all wait to celebrate come January 18, 2025 with one minds and hearts ready and always to be the light of the world.
We wish them a colorful celebration come tomorrow. Now, the Diocesan Director of Ecumenism and Interreligious Faith, Reverend Father Aka Cletus, has sent out a communique outlining how the Week of Prayer and Christian Unity will be celebrated across the Diocese of Aboya. Jude Mbaku with the readout.
January 10, 2025. To all deans, all parish priests, all religious, all laity, the Diocese of Aboya. Invitation to celebrate the Week of Prayer for Christian Unity. As we approach the Week of Prayer for Christian Unity, that's January 18 to 25, 2025, I extend an invitation to all of you to organize meaningful programs within your parishes to celebrate this significant occasion. This year's theme, Do You Believe? John chapter 11 verse 26 invite us to delve deeper into the heart of Christian faith and explore the profound implications of our belief in Jesus Christ. The Second Vatican Council's decree on ecumenism emphasizes that the restoration of unity amongst all Christians is one of the principal concerns of the Second Vatican Council. Unitatis Redintegratio 1. This document calls for prayer, dialogue, and practical collaboration as essential tool for advancing Christian unity. I encourage you to consider the following suggestions as you plan your programs. 1. Join prayer services. Organize ecumenical prayer services with other Christian communities in your area. 2. Community outreach. Engage in acts of service that demonstrate the love of Christ to those in need. And 3. Social gathering. Organize social events to foster fellowship and build relationships with Christians from other denominations. May the Holy Spirit guide and inspire your effort. Yours in Christ, Reverend Father Cletus Aka, Diocesan Coordinator.
The President of the Provincial Episcopal Commission for Social Affairs in the Archdiocese of Bamenda, His Lordship Bishop Agapitus Fon, has rendered immense gratitude to social workers working in the Bamenda Church Province for their selfless services towards bringing hope to the hopeless through concrete social actions. This was during the evaluation meeting that took place yesterday, Thursday, 16th of January 2025 at the conference room of the Justice and Peace in the Archdiocese of Bamenda. Reverend Father Solomon Lyonga Ekunzi attended the meeting and puts together this report.
Members of some diocesan commissions and heads of some diocesan institutions linked to these commissions have come together to plan for the upcoming Pastoral and Economic Week 2025, scheduled to run from Monday, January 27 to Friday, January 31st at the Bishop Pius Awa Memorial Pastoral Center, Moliko. Chaired by the Vicar General of the Diocese of Aboya, Father Jude Mbi, puts the meeting in context.
We try to look into the state of progress, what is moving as it should, where there are lapses, and then to see how we shall galvanize all the stakeholders, parish priests, the deans, and so on, in order that the parish pastoral the pastoral week should move as it should.
Sister Pamela Mbongben is a member of the Diocesan Pastoral Formation team who participated in the meeting to make the Pastoral and Economic Week have lasting impact in the life of mission stations, parishes, and deaneries in the Diocese of Aboya. Some recommendations were reached at the meeting.
The very first recommendation and request we are making from parishes, from deaneries, and especially at the commission levels is that the service heads, because there are commissions linked to service heads, the Catholic Education Secretariat that is supposed to be linked to the Education Commission, the vocation director who is supposed to be working with the diocesan commission chairpersons. The major aim of this meeting was to see how that flow is. So we are requesting that these services work in synergy with the diocesan chairpersons to prepare the reports that will be presented for the pastoral week. And we are hoping that within a week, at least from now, the different heads must have been able to liaise with the chairpersons to set this work moving.
The formation of the individual Christian after such celebration was also recommended so that they understand their role in the church.
Agreed in the last pastoral week that we want to focus on the formation of the individual Christians. The provincial pastoral plan would only work if we actually have more and more mature Christians who are converted, who are convinced, who are committed. So the recommendation we made was that the priests, the pastors of the flock at the different levels should see how they can intensify those moments of formation outside the homily, where the Christians can feel free to clarify doubts, ask questions, and express the worries that they have that can help for their growth. So we are requesting that those formations center not only around catechetical issues or doctrinal issues, but the role of the Christian in the church, and then a deeper understanding of what the pastoral formation plan is all about. So
Pastoral and Economic Week 2025 of the Diocese of Buea will run from January the 27th to the 31st with the sole aim of setting the pace for a successful pastoral and economic year in the life of the Diocese of Buea.
And we're sorry for the mix-up there. That was the planning meeting to set the groundwork for the upcoming Buea Diocesan Pastoral and Economic Week that took place at the All Saints Parish in Mutengene, bringing together heads of diocesan commission and services to lay the groundwork. Now let's move on to this lead story, as you heard earlier, where the president of the Provincial Episcopal Commission for Social Affairs, PECSA, His Lordship Agabitus Fon, has praised the effort of social workers working in the Bamenda Church Province through their selfless service. This was as the wrap of their meeting that held in the Archdiocese of Bamenda. Reverend Father Solomon Lyonga Ikunti with the details.
The heads of Caritas, Social Communication, and Justice and Peace Commissions in the Bamenda Ecclesiastical Province met to take stock of their activities within the last 6 months and to prepare a comprehensive report to be presented to the bishops of the province, who will be meeting from the 2nd to the 8th of February 2025 at the Archbishop's House in Bamenda, while recognizing their excellence in social work to help the needy, especially in areas hard hit by crisis, and their immense sacrifices to announce the gospel. The president of the commission called for greater collaboration among Caritas, Social Communication, and Justice and Peace in our respective dioceses.
Solidarity, working together in synergy.
Bishop Agapitus Fon also called for humility and a constant exchange of ideas, while appreciating the strides made by Caritas in Kumbo, Buea, Kumba, Bamenda, and Mave dioceses, and not leaving out the Justice and Peace Commission, which has hitherto been looking for ways and running programs to assist prisoners, defend the defenseless, and help vulnerable children to have easy access to birth certificates. The prelate also praised the directors of communication and their direct collaborators for their selfless efforts to bring the gospel to our doorsteps through the use of the new and sophisticated means of social communications. Before the end of the meeting, members evaluated the Lenten campaign of 2023 and 2024, whose proceeds were used to support the Bamenda Episcopal Provincial Health Assistance, BEFA, in its mission to assist the health coverage of hundreds of internally displaced persons.
From the Archdiocese of Bamenda, we move over to the Diocese of Manfe, where principals, head teachers and bursars have had an evaluation of the budget for the 2024-2025 academic year. The budgetary session took place yesterday, Thursday, January 16th, at the St. Francis Xavier Pastoral Center, chaired by the Bishop of Manfe. Magdalene Wondo with the details.
The mid-year meeting for both colleges and primary schools was for evaluation and planning for 2024-2025 academic year on aspects of pedagogy, administration and discipline. His Lordship Aloysius Abangalo Fondong encouraged the stakeholders of Catholic education to devise strategies to stand out among competitors, stay within the budget and follow due procedure to enhance transparency and accountability. The prelate also applauded the efforts of all stakeholders in Catholic education while expressing his wish of hope for 2025.
All our stakeholders of the Catholic education family, praying that the year 2025 will be a year of hope as we're celebrating the Jubilee year of hope, and that this hope that does not disappoint will see us through to the academic year and other years that we will be having according to the will of God. Thank you very much for the work that you are doing, and may God continue to bless us and bless our education family.
Modalities of budget presentation paved the way for defense by colleges and primary schools. The representatives of various schools highlighted common challenges faced, like difficulty of fees payment. The diocesan PTA chairperson, Chief Atabong Henry, in a vote of thanks to parents for commitment to the growth of Catholic schools, encouraged them to pay their children's fee.
I want to thank the parents who are the close brothers of the PTA for their support and concern and courage which have been given to their various PTA in their various schools. From all indications you have heard what the PTA has been doing in some of the schools that I cannot name them all here. It is marvelous, it's something good. But what I want them to take notice that they should be aware that Catholic education is the best for us parents, because there's a lot of disciplines, there's a lot of moral upbringing in all our Catholic schools. So you cannot say the Catholic Secondary School, Primary School, or San Antonio Catholic Middle School is different from the idea as concerning morals. It is very important to send a child as respect to discipline and let the parents pay their fees.
A budget review is crucial for the proper functioning of every organization because it serves as a roadmap for all financial transactions and tracking. The vision of the Diocese of Manfe of building institutions accountable and transparent is greatly commended.
I think the principals and head teachers and the bursars, they are gradually adjusting and seeing the fruits and seeing how the fruits of this initiative from the Bishop and the Finance Officer of the Diocese.
Major recommendations such as rehabilitation of some classrooms, provision of benches and recruitment of competent teachers, all in a bid to foster quality education, which is an emblem of Catholic schools.
Back here in the Diocese of Aboya, the Catholic University Institute of the Diocese of Aboya, CUIB, is intensifying preparations ahead of the 12th edition of its Bootcamp and Business Plan Challenge that will run under the theme, The Future is Now, Get a Path Towards a Sustainable Business. The activity has been scheduled to take place on Saturday, 18th of January 2025 at the school campus, and will give the students the opportunity to come up with sustainable business plans and showcase it to the public. Nadesh Mayer paid a visit to CUIB today to get the level of preparations. Her report.
As part of its annual tradition, the Catholic University Institute of Boya is celebrating its Bootcamp and Business Plan Challenge aimed at helping students develop their business models, prototypes, and pitching skills. The event provides an opportunity for students to refine their ideas and learn how to present them to the public. Director of Center for Entrepreneurship Research, Eyong, describes the Bootcamp as a form of entrepreneurship entrepreneurship defense, marking the final module before graduation.
To me, it's like entrepreneurship defense. It's a student defense because this is the last time we are going to have them. It's the last module before they graduate. It's a senior year before they graduate because we have 6 different courses. We have entrepreneurship 101, 102, 201, 202, 301, and then 401 is the last level. And this last level is the entrepreneurship bootcamp where they develop their business model canvas, they develop their prototype, their minimum viable product, they learn how to pitch it to the public.
This year's event is themed "The Future is Now, Find a Path Towards Sustainable Business," a theme selected to inspire students to start their business ventures on campus, identifying areas for improvement and explore how they can collaborate with the community.
Some students are already doing their business on campus and out of campus and making money and even asking their parents to stop supporting them. But there are some that are dragging their feet. There are some that are saying that we have time. And so before they leave, since this is their last model, the theme, the future is now, is to remind them that you have to start it now. Start it now on campus, test it, joke over it. Because outside there will be no room for errors. The least error you make with 10, 15, 20, 50 million will be a catastrophe. If you make an error here for 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, you can play over it and test it, and then it will not be as serious as if you make error when you're already out there doing big business.
Ayong says the number of votes students receive from the public during the event directly impacts the marks they earn for this crucial model.
Tomorrow you see the stands we are building. All of them are going to take their stands, their booths, and then they are going to display their business model canvas, their prototype, going to decorate it. The staff, faculty, and students, the entire public are invited to come and watch them, listen to them, and then select and vote. It's a strange model because the number of votes that they get from the population is the marks that they get, for the percentage of marks they get for that model.
The Bootcamp and Business Plan Challenge, which started on Thursday, January 17, will conclude on Saturday, January 18, with students showcasing their business model canvas, prototypes, and other innovations.
And we take you to news out of the country. South African government is facing backlash over blocking miners under an abandoned gold mine, and Washington has revealed it will sanction Sudan's president over crimes against humanity. These stories and more on our foreign page.
South African authorities face growing anger over their handling of a standoff with illegal miners trapped in an abandoned gold mine as the death toll from the incident reached at least 87. Authorities may face an investigation over their initial refusal to help the miners and instead smoke them out by cutting off their food supplies. The miners are suspected to have died of starvation and dehydration, although no cause of death have been released. Community groups launched their own rescue attempts when the authorities said last year they would not help the hundreds of miners because they were criminals. The tactic to smoke them out, as described by a prominent cabinet minister, was condemned by one of South Africa's biggest trade unions. Police and the mine owners were also accused of taking away ropes and dismantling a pulley system the miners used to enter the mine and send supplies down from the surface. A court ordered authorities last year to allow food and water to be sent down the miners, while another court ruling last week forced them to launch a rescue operation. The United Arab Emirates and Kenya have entered into a comprehensive economic partnership agreement, the CEPA, designed to bolster trade and investment between the two countries. This paradigm shift marks the UAE's inaugural bilateral trade agreement with an African nation, showcasing its commitment to diversifying its economy beyond oil dependency. In the first 3 quarters of 2024, non-oil trade between the UAE and Kenya soared to $3.1 billion, reflecting a remarkable 29.1% increase compared to the same time frame in 2023. This impressive growth highlights the strengthening economic relationship fostered by the CEPA. Kenya, recognized as one of Africa's most promising economies, achieved a real GDP growth rate of 5.6% in 2003.
Forecast suggests an average growth rate of 5.2 from 2024 to 2026. Multiple sources have told the news agency Reuters that the United States is set to impose sanctions on Sudan's army chief Admiral Fattah al-Burhan on Thursday. This comes a week after it announced the same measures against his rival Mohamed Hamdan Dagalo, who leads the Rapid Support Forces. The paramilitary group and the army have been engaged in 2 years of civil war, which has seen tens of thousands of people killed. Millions of Sudanese have been driven from their homes by the fighting, displaced both internally and to neighboring countries, and half of the population faces hunger. Washington's decision to impose sanctions on Burhan as well is being described as a move to show it is not picking sides. The U.S. has previously accused both the army and the RSF of human rights violations. And that is what the team here at the Divine Mercy Radio Television could put together for you today. But before we go, recap of our major stories once more. Activities hit crescendo this Saturday as the school community of Bishop Brogan College Small Support celebrates 60 years of existence. The week-long activities have characterized with varied activities. We update you in this newscast with the various activities that has taken place in the course of the week. Also, tomorrow, Saturday, 18th of January 2025, begins the week of prayer for Christian unity. And a communique brought to you in this newscast, the Diocesan Director of Ecumenism, Reverend Father Akakletus, calls for collective participation. And the Provincial Episcopal Commission for Social Affairs, PEXA, wraps up in Bamenda. The President of the Commission, His Lordship Agabitus Fon, renders thanks for the actions of its members towards engaging social actions in the Church. Thank you so very much for keeping the rendezvous with us this week. Please make it a date with us again beginning next week, Monday, for another edition of Divine Mercy Prime. But not to forget, much more interesting programs are still to come your way this evening. Please you to stay with us.